Okay, let's analyze another game that I played on chess.com, and I lost. So it's just a normal pieman of Sicilian. Now G3, it's actually third frequent move, so I actually should be more prepared to it, and turns out I'm not. A6, bg2, knight f6, and this far is first move, and now bc5. That's not the strongest move. And there are better alternatives. Let's have a look at some of the alternatives. No, the most frequent move is just bishop d7 and then rook e1, d6, knight g6, bc6, and well, f5, d5, right f5, okay. When that's equal, that's not a very enthusiastic position now for me. Now it might be more interest to try d6. Now rook e1, bishop e7. Well, it's pretty much it has pretty much the same. Relation is also set. It's also equal. A knight d5, queen d4, bishop c5, bishop f4, d6, queen d2, h6, rook a. It's also reasonable. Well, but I don't think that. No, it's not that. I don't think that makes so much of a difference. They're all stop it. Okay, now still knight b4. Yes, bishop a7 is a good continuation. Bishop f4 is the first move, and knight e5 is actually good move. So it's now after h4. Is the engine suggests is likes lock d6. Now this is a position that hasn't been analyzed a lot here. So I let here the engine do some analysis. Now of course, I'm wondering why it just doesn't take the knight on knight a5. D a5 seems it doesn't seem bad for white now. Just what about knight bishop a5, d e5, queen d3. Why even more? Well, it's I know idea it doesn't positionally. Instinctively, I would avoid this kind of position where oh, stop it. Where after bishop after taking on e5, now the queen. Well, queen d3, b d7. Just advice bishop f3, castle, short, and then I will go to b6. Okay, then I have the bishop pair. Yes, probably that's a compensation for the and some oppression on the a4 pawn. Let's see for b7, bf3. What is it? No, with the lines even king a7. Well, sure, why not? King d2 to e. Yeah, yeah, that's a variant. Well, one of the possible. Well, I think that just the position of the bd7 is open is actually somewhat better for black, even if even even if I've got double pawns on the on e. It's probably a more dynamic position from black if we can swing the bishop to white bishop to c6. Well, yeah, but I also but I was afraid of getting double pawn. That's why I didn't push on d6. That's what instead I did. Now let's wait for analysis to finish. A castle. He posted to no what no that's not what he did. This not he went a5. Now I could still go d6 and get a situation similar to the one that before, maybe somewhat not as good because yeah, maybe it was just a castle long, and actually it's not to take. But yes, it's worth to go back here and see what are the alternatives because we see that they can now for white the proposal would be here knight d4 with what idea? Well, bishop d7, knight f3. Okay, that's the maybe to get try to change that knight, bishop c6, and what? Yeah, let's check this variant. Bishop and 3 and bishop c6. Yeah. It's yeah, it's equal, pretty much equal. Yeah, I don't know why I was afraid to play d6 in this position, but it's maybe a good. It's definitely not wrong to play it. Other candidate moves here. Well, d6 is the one that's favorite. Well, that's the one. Okay, but rock e6. Let's just skip this. Queen e2 and still okay. Now there's probably me that one move that is probably just proves how clueless am I in this kind of position is g5 and d6 is still an alternative, so it's impossible here. d6 is now it's bringing me to a similar situation before. If the bishop take knight, bishop take knight, d a5, then probably, well, I don't know what can do. Well, not great moves, but then I probably go bishop e7, bishop c6, and with a decently position. No, it's not. I don't know first line, so I just. Well, after g5, which I probably give question mark, probably bad move, probably. Yeah, it's the evaluation goes pretty low. Now the analyze of the computer is pretty much the same as in the game, so we just go on bishop take a5, e5, queen e5, and then king e1. Yeah, and d5 is actually yes the move that I played, and was actually, so I thought I'm hoping, naively hoping that this break would be good. Now white goes f4. Yes, at this point I have to go g4, g4. Yeah, there's not much. G take f4, G take f4. If that's how the game is on. Probably. Okay, let's wait for the analysis to finish. I don't know. G take 4, G take 4, Queen g7, or Queen h5. H5. That's actually what I play in the game. And pretty much the game is, one could think you have been using an engine, yeah, my opponent. I don't think so, but Queen a5, trying to change the queen. So that's now the exchanges the queen would be actually probably here the best move, because queen take h5, knight h5, 8 ed5, ed5. Why can't I take? Okay, yes. I also go down. I lose a pawn. Yes, yeah. Yes. Now how does that happen? Queen h5, knight f5, e take d5. And now, of course, I cannot take back. If I take, it becomes very awkward. Yes, I would be a pawn down, and then I just takes either with a key knight. That's what will be here. But if I take, now we take with a knight, and it's just very, very awkward. White is one pawn up, and no, yes, one pawn up, and that's a much better game. That's yeah. Okay, let's write it down. Let's write the evaluation here. Now here, let's say, let's write down that after this move, white is better. Okay, after bishop f3, well, is still better. But yeah, of course, that was a good second candidate move. Well, I move the queen away. Now the move a5. Now there would be an only move here, which is actually looks bad, but the move I do is much worse. Okay, it would be knight e8. That would be white would play knight at 4. For a8, and no, okay, I was Yes, because knight e8 would mean that if white check, I could go to knight g7. So it's just I could defend with a knight at least. In fact, if I goes and e8, now the queen g2, king h8. Let's say this. I mean, it's not mate. No, actually, now it's a well, it will be black which wins, so it's not better, but of course a knight. Okay, let's write down this as a bad variant because not a knight. Well, knight f4, knight g7. Okay, well, now the knight goes where? Just putting pressure, black blocking. Ah. So what is it? What will be this? No, of course. Okay. Why don't I just take here? Well, let's. Well, it's the same. Oh. Still black is better. Well, of course, knight e8 with new. Okay, let's see what knight e4. Now I'll take the knight there to protect. Which is no, actually knight b. Who would be knight b c5? It's yeah, it's annoying. Where would go there after that? No idea. G7. And why not knight b6, the one I was already fought? Well, knight b6 seems good enough to me, and still white so much better game. So. Okay. Okay. Well, of course, this is would be after n d7 instead. There's a question is also two question marks because after that the game is lost immediately. Now it's pretty obvious. Then I cannot stop the mate on g7. Okay, let's finish analyze because this position will be analyzed by new engine, although the evaluation is probably correct. Okay, queen g2. Now there's only one move, or actually two moves. Isn't different what we do, and rook g1, and it's over. So yes, it still could do. There are actually two problems. Okay. Now probably in this position, this situation, I shouldn't have been afraid of of going to d6. That not be afraid of the double pawns. First lesson, let's say. Well, and we probably got some easier game. Well, here in this position, I could consider other. There are moves that have better results, actually, like immediately d6 before, so that before he can go to bishop c4, or bishop e7, or knight take d4, of course. That's the thing. So that's another. Now, okay, then that was another g5 in this position is just horrible. Now, if I don't want to play d6, are there other candidate moves that are not that horrible? Yeah, well, d6 is something that one has to play here. So but of course, rook d8 is a fair. This rook d8 is not as good. It allows bishop e5, queen e5. It still doesn't uncramp, so to say, the position, because d6 is necessary to make to allow bishop d7 and bishop c6. Without that move, that is not possible, and still not sure what direction. So bishop e5, bishop e5, queen e5, rook fd1. Well, and now it seems I can play d5, yes. Because of course you cannot take, cannot play a d4 because it's, no, well, it can actually. Well, of course, it takes queen. It seems to me that to be, yeah, okay. That's actually this first choice. E5, it takes, knight takes, bishop d5. I have an isolated pawn, but the position is still kind of active for white, for black. Sorry, c3, f5. Yes, and actually in a position that is reasonable for black. It's an isolated pawn, but pieces are active, so it's not a position that we will be afraid to play as black. So that is also a decent move. Now preparing d5. But g5 is just such a horrible idea, because then there is a particularly good line for white. Now the king h1 is a very good move. Now I push in d5 because otherwise it wouldn't make any sense. Although the engine doesn't seem to. Well, I don't think it's a g4. Yeah, of course. But it really. No, okay. Also, Komodo is now proposing d5 g4. It actually seems does it doesn't really seem to be. Okay, let's make it win the position. D5 f4, g4, g take f4. Yes, and the queen h5. Yes, now it's a better position for black. Sorry, for white. Are you going to win this variant? Okay, perfect. d5, f4, gf4, gf4, queen. Are there better moves? I don't think so. Queen h5. Well, let's say it's good. Also here, I don't think there are any. No, there is no place to go. Queen h3 isn't helping. Okay, queen h4, a5, and now of course, and then the last mistake, knight d7, just allows quick mate. So now the n8, ne8, knight e8, and then to g7 at least would prevent mate. Would leave still the white in a better position, but again, we still isn't wouldn't be still one. Still, it would be still kind of open. Okay, let's see. Okay, and let's just finish the analysis of this game. Now I hope that next time I will try to handle this variant better. When no, that was a game where time enough where white plays g3, and that is where still I have some kind of little problem with this variant. Whatever. Okay, thank you for watching.